The Warriors had the worst defensive rating, fourth worst defensive rating in all of basketball. Fourth worst defensive rating. They're giving up points after points after points. Opponents are shooting very well against them on the road. 47% going into last night, which is actually just the middle of the pack in the NBA, but it looks worse. It looks worse in Phoenix. Boy, for the three-point line last night, they were so comfortable. Wide open shots. They finished 21-40 from the three-point line. That's 52.5%, folks. 52.5% for the three-point line, the Phoenix Suns. 51% overall from the floor. They dropped 33 assists. All their starters scored double figures. Mikal Bridges, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. one rebound and assist shy of a triple-double. Torrey Craig, 13 points, 10 rebounds. Going to the rack with no resistance, 3 threes. DeAndre Ayton, I thought, was quiet for the most part, 14.7 rebounds, but his size was definitely a factor as the Warriors doubled and left shooters wide open. Devin Booker just controlled the basketball game, 27 points, 9 assists. Campaign, career high, 29 points, 7 assists, 15 dances, 6 threes. Damian Lee even got 9 points and hit all 3 threes, 3-point attempts he had last night. And the fact that people were crying, oh, man, we let Damian Lee go. No, you don't get to do that. Because as soon as Damian Lee entered the game last season, a lot of people said, get him off my team. They used the word nepotism when it came to Damian Lee. So you can't beg for him back. This is bad right now. Defensively, the Warriors are shelling themselves. And the question of the day, Shasky, should the Warriors make a move? Or do you go down with the ship? And the ship meaning the core group. Do you go down with the ship? Or do you owe it the step to say, you know what? We need to retinker and rework this roster and get some assets and build around you.
When you say make a move, you mean a big one.
It's not a Jakob Poeltl move. And that's not a knock on Jakob Poeltl. You go make a move.
So you're trading one of the bigger contracts on the team. There's only a couple of them.
You go hard or you go home.
Okay. I know that Sam Lubman, you know where I stand on this. I think it's pretty well documented. I just think that their little window with this particular version of the team, it's feeling like it's over. And you got to be honest with yourself. You got to look in the mirror and assess where you're really at. Like, you know, it's sad. It's really sad, B. Like, this is one of my favorite teams. It's one of my favorite cores in any sport ever. I think there's a lot of Warrior fans out there who became Warrior fans or were galvanized by this particular core, became Warrior fans because of this core. This is going to be their favorite team of all time, at least these 3 guys, right?
Yep.
And so at some point, they're going to have to obviously take that Band-Aid off. I don't think a lot of people are ready for this at all, and you're never really ready for it.
Let me throw this out there. Kevin Durant yesterday talked to Bleacher Report. He sat down with Chris Haynes, and they asked him about the trade request he had over the summer. And he said, it wasn't difficult at all to request a trade because it was all about ball. I went to them and was like, yo, I don't like how we are preparing. I don't like shoot-arounds. I like practices. I need more. I want to work on more S, I should say. Hold me accountable. Get on my ass and film if that's going to help you get on everybody else's head. I want to do more closeouts. I want to work on more shell drills at practice. This was the type of stuff I was coming at them with. It wasn't like, yo, y'all need to make sure everybody around me can make my life easier. Hell nah. I want to make everybody else's life easier. Ask Steve Nash. You can go call him right now. I would say, yo, I need more closeout drills. We need to practice more. That's what I was on. I wasn't feeling that. And nobody was on the same vibe with me. Jock Vaughn is. I had some complaints in the summer, and my complaints were not just about me. It was about how we are moving as a unit. I want us to be respected out here in the basketball world. I don't want players to look at us and say, oh, man, these guys are full of bleep. That's not the type of team I want to be on. So that's why I requested a trade. Then later on, he said, look at our starting lineup. Edmund Summer, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, Claxton, and me. It's not disrespect, but what are you expecting from that group? You expect us to win because I'm out there? So if you're watching from that lens, you're expecting us to play well because number 7 is out there. I'm really having a good time, though. And he talked about being mic'd up and whatnot, but the indictment on his teammates and the situation in Brooklyn is something that on this show we brought up 3 Mondays ago. Monitor the Brooklyn Nets situation. Because if there's a big move to be had, that could be the big move we're discussing here, Shasky. That could be the one.
Well, I want him. I mean, like.
But it's not just that.
I
wouldn't bring that up if Steph didn't go to the Rolling Stones and talk to the Rolling Stones and say there was a conversation about Kevin Durant this past summer.
Well, and clearly they like playing with each other because KD at every single turn has referenced how great it was playing with Steph Curry. I think it's the greatest 1-2 punch in the history of basketball, offensively. Some people could take, Magic and Kareem, Shaq and Kobe.
Right.
There's lots of them, but
it's a great duo.
For me, I'm taking Steph and KD. Even though it was short-lived, Dwayne Wade and LeBron. I mean, come on. But offensively, I'm taking Steph and KD.
We've never seen a duo like that.
Exactly.
Two shooters like that.
And I think this version of Steph is actually better than those versions of Steph that you saw before. The other thing is, I wonder what's going through Steph's mind right now. I wonder what's going through his mind right now. And as much as I want to have loyalty to everyone, sometimes not everybody can go when you elevate. You hear rappers talk about this all the time. You hear artists talk about this all the time. Sometimes not everybody can go.
No. Here's what Curry said about the chemistry and camaraderie of the team that I want to get to the lines here.
Go elevate yourself in life is what I was getting at. And it's the same for this team. At some point, you got to draw a line.
I mean, we're still new to each other in terms of, 1 through 14, but I don't know. I like the energy around when we come into games. I like the focus in terms of we're saying all the right things and talking about all the right things. Just the execution hasn't been there. And then it's like you can go 2, 3, 4 games in a row with a winning streak, and that carries over. It's always kind of get hit in the mouth a little bit. So it's a struggle right now. Let's keep it real. We have to understand it's going to be really hard to dig yourself out of a situation that we're in because there's a lot of issues, but it's not anything we can't overcome.
All right, so I see something on YouTube here. The Nets are going to ask for 3 first-rounders for Kevin Durant. And I say, you have 4 first-rounders since the 2020 draft. James Wiseman, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, Patrick Baldwin Jr.
How many played last night?
0. Or Moses Moody played in the fourth quarter.
For like a second.
In the fourth quarter, that's it. So, the hell with the picks. We went through this exercise with Christian McCaffrey. Anybody complain about the picks that you traded for Christian McCaffrey?
Can we all just take a step back? Championship window. We always talk about this. The Warriors core, the Warrior champ. Yep. The championship window is Steph.
Yeah. It is.
It's not the other guys.
And you got to maximize it.
It's Steph.
It's Steph. He's the heart and soul of this franchise. Yeah. He's the face of the franchise. It's Stephen Curry. He is the culture.
Exactly.
And so you do whatever you got to do to maximize the Steph Curry culture.
Because once it's done with him, it's pretty much a wrap.
Life is going to. We're back to the normal NBA.
And people could sit here and they can say, well, then why do you have all these rookies on the bench? Blah, blah. Guys, gals, everyone out there. Their problems are deeper than the bench pieces. Yes, the bench stinks. Yes, they've made a commitment to probably 2 or 3 too many youngsters. Simultaneously, the top dogs, they ain't dudes no more.
Right.
They got 2 dudes.
Yep.
Steph's a dude, and then they got Andrew Wiggins. Everybody else ain't playing like that. You got to recognize what they are now, not what their accomplishments are, not what their resumes are. Those are undeniable. Who are you now? You're the guys out there now who, when teams see you, they start licking their chops. Torrey Craig is like, yeah, I'm going baseline and I'm jamming. If not, I'm taking this corner 3 in your face, and then I'm going to dance. Torrey Craig!
They got everything they wanted. Everything they wanted.